This is Talk About Topeka on Gab Local TV and TV 25. This episode brought to you by Field of Greens and The Break Room. And here's your host, Chris Schultz.
So you might have seen our recent interview with Jennifer Getz, who just was on the show to tell us about Discover the Edge. So if you didn't see that, then you should go to gablocal.tv. You can find the full archive there. Watch the interview on the site coming up later this week. So we wanted to talk a little bit about phobias and fears, because for me, you know, going up on the side of a 13-story building and, you know, jumping down on a rope after having a fear of heights, like it was there. But there's some really interesting fears that are out there. Frank, do you have any fears?
Well, first of all,
Are you fearless?
Can we just say that you don't just get thrown off or jump off a building? You are repelling.
Well, most people don't, but when their big brothers go up to check their harnesses, they push them off.
Well, oopsie.
I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah.
Well, no, you know what? I have very few fears. I don't have fear of heights or fear of any of that stuff. I have a fear of, you know, the unknown, maybe. That's the only thing that I have a fear of.
Well, after my fear of heights has been conquered, now my only fear is you. So congratulations.
And good luck with that one.
Yeah,
Chris.
right. Exactly. It's not going to work. Well, we do have a top 10 list of phobias. So just to see if your traditional phobias are on the list, or maybe some interesting ones. The number 10 one, it's one of the new phobias. I think it's a newer phobia. Have you ever seen the picture of like that little thing with like the little holes in it? Like it looks like it's really like a plant that has like the seeds come out of it. But like there's this thing that it's called the trypophobia. It's the fear of holes. I'm glad I don't have one of those.
Well,
So.
you know, until recently, we had a whole bunch of holes downtown in our streets.
Yeah, right.
And now we don't.
Yeah, they look all great. They're fixing them all over town now.
Yep.
The number 9 is the fear of flying. Number 8 is the fear of germs. You're one of those Purell freaks, like you get the stuff on your hands, Frank?
I wash my hands at least 100 times a day, it seems
know.
like. So,
Yeah.
you know, but that's not because I'm a germ freak. It's just because that's called sanitary. When you're working in a restaurant, you need to kind of be sanitary.
Is that what
all.
that's called, the sanitary? Yeah.
The sanitary.
Yeah, okay, all right. Then 7 is the claustrophobia, the fear of small places. I do know some people that are afraid of small places. I don't know. It's okay. Number 6 is the fear of thunder and lightning. I don't know. My dog is definitely astrophobia.
Well, I can tell you. I remember back in the day when you and our friend Donna Lambrecht, you remember her?
Yeah.
Used to be Donna Jinks at the time.
Yeah.
You were scared to death of weather.
Yeah.
And tornadoes. She called you the weatherman. If she had a problem, she would call you. I'm like, I can sleep better when it's raining.
I always knew. Now I'm a fake meteorologist today. Who knew? Anyway. 5, this is one that my dog does not have. It's the fear of dogs. Do you have a fear of dogs, Frank?
No, I don't. I did have my neighbors to the back of me have these giant dogs and this little tiny dog that bark at all night long. They should have a fear of me. That's all I have to say. But you know.
Yeah, well, it's not their fault. I just, maybe you should put like some speakers on your patio and just kind of blast them that way.
Well,
what do you listen to?
Trust
what kind
me.
of music do you
Trust
listen
me.
to?
If there's a party going on at my house, it's not anywhere near. I mean, the dogs aren't anywhere near what the party is at my house.
Okay, well, it's easy then. All right. Number 4 is the fear of open or crowded spaces. I've known some people with that fear.
Open or crowded?
Open.
So you can't be around people, but you can't be with people.
Open, or it says nearly 2 out of every 100 Americans suffer from agoraphobia, the fear of open or crowded spaces. This is a debilitating condition which prevents the phobic from visiting malls, markets, theaters, and other crowded small areas as well as open grounds, which kind of seems kind of all-inclusive to me. Wow, that would be an awful
I'm just
one.
scared to be scared.
Yeah, that's getting on the list, I think. We got that over here. 3, that was mine, the fear of heights, not any longer. And then Number 2 is the fear of snakes. I am not a snake fan. Did you see the video when they brought the snake in from the zoo, when Brendan brought the snake in from the zoo?
Yes, I did, Chris, and you did it really, really well. You actually like touched it and
Well,
and
when
no-
he walked in, I did not know that, like, I didn't know he was gonna bring a snake, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like, and I'm like, I'm being cool with the zoo guys because it's like whatever, but like I've never held a snake before. And then Brendan was like, yeah, just hold the snake. Oh, we'll do it. Just put it in your lap and hold him down there like this. And I'm like, oh gosh, let's go now. Now start now. There's a snake in my lap right now. Oh gosh. So yeah.
that was before I was editing because I would have said, "Oh, we got to do that again.
Well, I don't
We got to
know-
do that again."
As long as it's, a snake that's not going to bite me, I don't have a fear of that. But, it's good. And then what do you think the number 1 fear is?
The fear of Chris Schultz in the room.
Yeah, that's number 1 phobia. That's exactly right. How'd you get it? No. Arachnophobia. It's a fear of spiders.
Now, I do know several people that have arachnophobia. I think spiders are like pretty harmless. The only thing I don't like is when I walk through their web.
Because then you're like,
It's like it's there forever, and you're just like, what is that? No.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what I don't like is when you do that and you realize that a spider made it and it's kind of attached to you and it could be on your face, it might be in your hair, it might be. That's the
Oh,
spot.
I'd like to see that.
That's the spot
during
I don't
Halloween
like.
time.
Yeah.
At the haunted house.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, well, we are very excited that the Discover the Edge event is happening again on the West Star building this year. So thank you to Jennifer Getz for coming by and telling us. Again, if you missed that interview, find it on gablocal.tv. And don't go away, we have plenty more coming up right after this.
Because TV 25 cares.